Good morning. You're in the right place if you love sports, especially football. I'm Waiver Wire Queen, and today I'm going to talk about three teams I feel are great locations for the great Aaron Rodgers, who happens to be one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. But before we get started, hit the like button and yell game time to make that YouTube algorithm go crazy. All right, y'all, let's get started. All right, 2021 draft. We're past that. During the draft, we heard that Aaron Rodgers is not happy, which we heard and we already knew, and he wants out of Green Bay. All right, that's big news. Is it really big news? No. All right, Aaron Rodgers feels like I'm a top 5 quarterback. I'm one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. I got you a Super Bowl and just was the MVP. And we've been a solid team since I took over for the Green Bay Packers, and I don't get the respect I deserve. All right, I don't get the Tom Brady treatment that he's getting in Tampa. I pretty much don't have a say so on personnel moves to coaching hires. But let's be real: how many players in the NFL have a say so? How many of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL have a say so? Since that's the key position, right? Quarterback. How many of the quarterbacks have a say so? Not many. Remember, Tom Brady didn't have a say so until he signed with the Bucs. But look what that did for them. They got a Super Bowl. All right, so if you're Aaron Rodgers, you're sitting at home watching the 2020 draft, and the Green Bay Packers trade up, and you're like, okay, they're gonna give me some of these offensive weapons they pretty much left on the board. No, they draft quarterback Jordan Love. So you're sitting back, you're like, you're Aaron Rodgers, like, wait a minute, a quarterback? We got Devontae Adams, and pretty much outside of Devontae Adams, we need more weapons. We need more weapons on offense. Okay, so you're Aaron Rodgers, you're like, what the hell? Top 5, one of the greatest. I'm only 37 or 36 at the time. Why are you drafting a quarterback in the first round and you traded up? So that means you had to trade away assets. Guess what players were left on the board? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Laviska Shenault, Cole Kmet, KJ Hamler, Chase Claypool, Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, Van Jefferson, Denzel Mims, Jonathan Taylor were all still on the board. And some of those players, pretty much wide receiver, would have been a great addition to the Green Bay Packers. Think about if Chase Claypool was on the Packers, if they would have made that move and they moved up and they drafted Claypool. You know, you got to think about it. Some of these young wide receivers are really, really good. And that was a great class for wide receivers. So that would have been the best opportunity for them to add weapons. But no, they drafted a quarterback. Okay, so now you have issues. Okay, so now Aaron Rodgers wants out. He wants to be traded. He wants to go to the Raiders. They're not on my list because guess what? I don't feel like they're a threat to win anything, and let alone they don't have the weapons that Aaron Rodgers may want and should have. Because let's face it, Devontae Adams is their best weapon. Tonyan, he just performed this year. This is his first year coming out party, performing well. I need more. I need to see more. So let's see what he does in year 2. Okay, what team should call about Aaron Rodgers, or what teams are the best destinations for Aaron Rodgers based on what he wants? And what he wants is offensive weapons and maybe more of a say-so. So, number 1, the Denver Broncos are a great destination because of their offensive weapons. They have Melvin Gordon. They drafted a running back. They have Noah Fant, solid young tight end. And then you also have some really good young wide receivers. You have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and you have Tim Patrick. That is a solid young group of weapons for Aaron Rodgers to work with. They need to improve on defense. Okay, so it's not perfect, but you have all the weapons you want. Just think about what Aaron Rodgers would do with that group. They definitely would make the playoffs, and they are in need of a quarterback because I don't feel like any of the quarterbacks currently on the roster are going to take them to the playoffs this year, let alone compete seriously for a Super Bowl. When you add Aaron Rodgers, you're instantly a Super Bowl contender in the Waiver Wire Queen's opinion. Okay. And a whole lot of other people's opinions too. So, and in mine. So, should Denver make this trade? Should Green Bay make this trade? They really may not have all the assets, because I would have preferred Green Bay to make a move before the draft, so they could have drafted who they may have wanted at number 10. Maybe they would have been the team to take Fields. We don't know. Are you 100% sure, Green Bay, that Jordan Love is the next Aaron Rodgers? We don't know that. You could have pretty much made that move and determined on who you wanted to draft. But if they do make a move with Denver, they would definitely have to include cornerback Patrick Surtain in that trade, plus other assets, plus other picks. Hey, for Aaron Rodgers, if you're the Denver Broncos, you make the move. It's a no-brainer. It's not like you know how to pick quarterbacks, because you haven't picked a quarterback since who knows, because you didn't draft Peyton Manning. He signed with you guys. So you have bombed on drafting quarterbacks ever since Peyton Manning retired. And that is the key that is hurting the Broncos. All right, so let's talk about another team we think they should look at. The Giants. My fave, obviously, and people are going to say, wait, why are you just adding the Giants because you're a Giants fan? Yes, I'm adding the Giants because I'm a Giants fan. However, if you watch the 2021 draft, you know that the Giants, they added some solid assets. They have 2 first-round picks in the 2022 draft, which would be a great start in a trade conversation with the Green Bay Packers. So if I'm Gettleman, I'm on the phone like, let me dial Green Bay up. Gettleman, go on and dial Green Bay up. I got 2 first in the 2022 draft. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And then that's your starting point. But let's talk about the weapons that the Giants have. There are several weapons on the Giants. You have Saquon Barkley. When healthy, he is one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL, and he's going to show y'all that this season. Then you got Golladay, you got Slayton, you got Shepard. They drafted Tony. So that's weapons on all over the field. You have weapons all over the field. And I think Aaron Rodgers would love Tony. And then you got Evan Ingram. He is inconsistent, but I think with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, he's going to bring out the best in Evan Ingram. And then you got Kyle Rudolph. He's a veteran. And Aaron Rodgers would use him in the end zone. And then one of the best things is they are in the NFC East, aka NFC least, which I feel is going to be much improved this season. However, you're definitely coming out of the NFC East if you're the Giants and you pull this trade off and you bring in Aaron Rodgers. I know some will say, well, they got Daniel Jones. The team is younger. Guess what? You still have at least 5 to 6 years with Aaron Rodgers. And then also, the Giants' defense has improved. They have been improving the last few years, and they've added several weapons in the draft on defense. So you're going to have a solid defense and solid offensive weapons if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're going to play for the Giants. Let's see how that offensive line holds up, because that's the only thing we do not know about the Giants. Is that offensive line going to hold up this season? And if it does, they can easily win the NFC East. But just imagine if you add Aaron Rodgers. You're definitely a contender if you are the New York Giants. And if you are the New York Giants and you're Gettleman, your judge, you're like, let's get on the phone. Call him now. Call him up. Okay? That's my second choice. Easily could be the top choice. Another team I think should have tried to make this move during the draft, well, before the draft, and I think they did, are the 49ers. The 49ers had the number 3 pick in the 2021 draft. So the Green Bay Packers, they could have went up. They could have got the quarterback they may have wanted, or they could have drafted Kyle Pitts, because you're like, I'll take Kyle Pitts or Chase, and you could have added that to Adams, Jones, and then now my young quarterback's coming in here, and I'm adding Pitts to the mix. or I'm adding Chase. So there's your instant start on whatever rebuild or life after Aaron Rodgers could have been. And then Aaron Rodgers, you would have been going to the 49ers, definitely solid playoff team, would be contender to come out of the NFC. But you got to think they have solid running backs. They have a whole bunch of running backs. They got Debo, Ayuk, and the best weapon they have is arguably the top tight end in the NFL. You have Kittles. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a field day throwing the Kittles. But guess what? You have better weapons, and the defense is good, and the offensive line is good. So you have a great situation if you're Aaron Rodgers. And then at the time, if it was the trade was before the draft, then the Green Bay Packers could have kind of determined who they took, how life after Aaron Rodgers would have started. But they didn't make the move. To me, I feel like they're being a bit cocky. They're in the mindset of most teams. Look, team player, you don't have a say-so. Okay, you don't have a say-so on personnel moves, coaching, anything. Your job is to just get on the field and play football. But when you are the top players in the game, kind of like in basketball, you want to say so. Not saying that you got to do what I say, but at least hear me out. I know I'm out there on the field, so I may know what is going to be best for our team based on me being the leader of the team as the quarterback, and what I need or I feel I need is going to help us win. We need more offensive weapons, and I'm thinking that's what Aaron Rodgers is thinking. And he's still mad over that trade up in the 2020 draft to draft his replacement. But you figure Green Bay did that when they drafted him, and so maybe they felt like let's jump right to it. We're gonna give him a few years to sit and watch, but I don't think they thought Rodgers was gonna come back and ball out like he did. Over 40 touchdowns, MVP, 5 interceptions, great season. Made it to the NFC Championship game, fell short, felt like that had something to do with the defense, didn't play well. So you got to understand, y'all been drafting defensive players, and what happened? Didn't work. Apparently, that hasn't worked. And then you don't have the offensive players to compete. You do have Adams, and if you double and triple team Adams, who else is he throwing the ball to? So obviously, players like Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes can make players who may not be the top tier at their position, make them look like they are. You know, at the end of the day, sometimes as a organization, you need to listen to your employees, because we're going to just say that they're their employees. Not saying you got to do what they say, but just listen. Like, that may take your team to the Super Bowl. You know, think about the players I mentioned earlier that they didn't take a chance on, who would have helped the team immediately. Jordan Love is just sitting there right now, you know, so he's not on the field helping the team out. Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the ball to Jordan Love, you know, so it's kind of like, okay, well, what's going on? You know, I need more weapons on the field. Jordan Love can't help us right now, but I get it. You don't want to be in a position to where you're like the Patriots and you didn't draft. Well, you drafted Brady's replacement, but you know, he was traded to the 49ers, and I think he would have only worked in that system because I don't feel like Jimmy G is that good, but you know, he's gonna probably be on his way out anyways, based on the draft and how talented and the upside of Lance. We'll have to see how that works for them. So your team, you don't necessarily want to go on and not have your quarterback's replacement, because you know that without a quarterback, it's just pretty much you're not going far. Look at the Bears. They had a solid defense and some solid offensive weapons, but they didn't have that quarterback. So they're stuck at a place. Look at the 49ers. Throw away from possibly winning the Super Bowl. Maybe if you have that quarterback who can make those throws, aka like Aaron Rodgers can, or Brady, then you win that Super Bowl. However, in football, players really don't have the say-so that they feel they should, and then we feel they should, especially your top players. I'm not saying you got to do everything they say. Aaron Rodgers coming here, oh, go sign this guy, that guy. No, just listen to them. You know, your top guys, you need to listen to them. Is Aaron Rodgers going to retire? I don't think he's going to retire. At the end of the day, he's probably going to be a Packer once the season starts. From a fantasy standpoint, I would love to see him go somewhere else and play because, you know, I got Jordan Love on the bench waiting. However, as an Aaron Rodgers fan, I want to see him go somewhere else to play so he can compete at a higher level and possibly hit the Super Bowl. And I know people are like, well, they made it to the NFC Championship game. Okay, well, they still have the same talent on that roster on the offensive side. So if you stop Adams, pretty much that's it. You know, there's only so much Jones can do. And if you stop Adams, then you're stopping that team. And if you don't have anyone to throw the ball to because they're double, triple, whatever they want to do with Adams, then it's going to be pretty much of what we watched this past season in the championship game. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want to go to one of these teams who have talent, preferably a team like the 49ers or the Giants. I feel like those represent the best opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to get back to a Super Bowl based on talent and division. Of course, you're going to have to run into Tom Brady, but you're going to have to beat the great. You're going to have to beat the GOAT at some point in time. So go on and beat the GOAT this year with one of these teams. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. What team you feel Aaron Rodgers should be traded to? Do you think the Packers should trade Aaron Rodgers? Do you think they should just try to do what they can to work it out? Or do you feel Aaron Rodgers needs to just be quiet and stay with the Packers because the grass may not be greener on the other side with some of these other teams? What do you guys think? Leave some comments. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to Waiver Wire Queen. Hit that like button and yell touchdown because we have made it to the end zone of this video. We at the end of this video. Follow me on Facebook, IG, and Twitter at Waiver Wire Queen. Y'all have a great day. Peace.